Hi, I'm Rochelle Peterson, and in this video I'm going to teach you about nuclear fusion.
This is the sun. So it's bright and happy and sunny and shiny and all that stuff. So where does it get its light? And if you put a magnifying glass over it, what would it look like?
Oh, hi. I'm Rochelle Peterson. I'm going to teach you about nuclear synthesis with helium atoms. So, what is nuclear? At the center of every atom, there is a nucleus. And in the nucleus, there are protons and neutrons. So, what is synthesis? Synthesis is when two things come together. Or, in the case of nuclear synthesis, it's when two atoms come together. So, nuclear synthesis is when nucleuses of several atoms fuse together in fusion. It's also called nuclear fusion, I believe. So, nuclear synthesis of a helium atom, when they fuse together, it produces a great amount of energy and light, which is where the sun gets its light from. Let's check out a diagram.
This is an atom. We've got our protons, our neutrons, and our electrons spinning around it all. So, this is what a typical atom would look like. Not necessarily numbers. The numbers aren't necessarily correct, but these are the basic principles of what's inside of it. So let's drop out those other protons and neutrons, and here we have one proton, and that is approximately what a hydrogen atom looks like. And just for simplicity, let's take out the electrons. So, nuclear synthesis, like I said before, is when the atoms come together. So we have these two hydrogen atoms, and let's say they come together. When they come together, there's a burst of light, and then they create a heavier helium, I believe, with two heavier hydrogen. I can't remember the name of it right now. But anyway, so that's what happens. And when those two join together, energy light bursts out. So then when you have your heavier hydrogen and then another hydrogen, and you put those together, it makes an even bigger light. And then it turns into helium. And this process continues. So, how does one little flash affect the sun? How does that happen? So it's because there are lots of little explosions and joining together, and lots of little ones. So there's lots of stars, lots of these little bursts all over, and that makes the sun. And those little explosions put together, makes one big happy sun.
So that's how our sun gets its light. So, that is nuclear synthesis and how it works.